Today we will be analyzing circle graphs. And a circle graph is a graph in the shape of a circle that is divided into sections as fractions or percents. So take a minute to copy down that definition. If you need to, pause the tape. And the other important fact about circle graphs that I'd like you to write down is that a circle graph is equal to 100% or a whole. Now, analyze means just to examine or look at. So here's our first circle graph, and it's about the different pie preferences. And we see here that pumpkin pie was liked by 30%, 23% of the people liked cherry, 36% liked apple, 3% liked coconut cream, and 8% added pecan. And if I add all of these percents up, they're going to equal to 100. So for my question over here, it wants to know if 150 people were surveyed, how many people, so I want the number of people, chose apple pie. And if I look over here at my graph, I see that apple was liked by 36%. But that doesn't tell me how many people. So I'm going to use a proportion to find this answer. I know that 36% liked apple, and 36% means 36 out of 100. And I know that there were 150 people surveyed. So that 150 people needs to go down here with the 100. That's all of the people. All of the people, 150, make up this whole 100%. And I'm trying to find the 36%. And I'm going to multiply my means times my means, and my extremes times my extremes. And I get 100x equals 36 times 150. $5,400. Divide both sides by 100. And x equals 5,400 divided by 100, 54. So if there were 150 people, 36% of those are 54. So I want to know how many people chose apple pie. 54 people chose apple pie. And that's my answer to my question, with that many surveyed. Now for my second one, make sure you've written that down. It says if 75 people were surveyed. So now we've changed the number. It's no longer 150. Now we're looking at 75 people. How many people chose pumpkin? So let me highlight my information. I've got 75 people, and I want to know pumpkin pie. So if I look over at my graph, pumpkin pie is 30%. So I'm going to write 30 over 100 equals 75 is not the 30%, it's the whole 100, all the people together. And I'm trying to find out what the 30% is. So I'm going to do my means times my means, and my extremes times my extremes. So I get 100x equals 30 times 75. And I get 2,250. Divide both sides by 100. And I get x equals divided by 100, and I get 22.5. Now, we really can't have 22.5 people. But for this problem, we're going to say, if I say 22 people, that's not going to be enough. So I'm going to round it up to 23 people. So 23 people, because we can't have half a person, chose pumpkin pie. If 75 were surveyed. Let's go to our last one. This one wants to know if 356 people were surveyed, how many chose pecan pie? So I'm going to get my highlighter, and I know there's 356 people, and I want to find out for pecan pie. So I'm going to go back up to my graph. Pecan is only 8%. Use a blue one this time. So down here, 8% out of 100. Percent's always over 100. And the 356 people is all of the people that were surveyed, the whole. So that comes down here. And I'm trying to find the part of those people that chose pecan. So I'm going to do my means times my means is equal to my extreme times my extreme. So I get 100x on this side, 356 times 8. $2,848 divide by 100. Cancel out, and I get divide by 28.48. And again, I can't have 28.48 people. There's no such thing as less than half a person. So what I'm going to do is this time, since it's a 0.48, I'm going to round it down. So 28 people chose pecan. And that's if 356 people were surveyed. So what I want you to do is solve these 1, 2, 3 on your own using this graph. If you need to, go back and look at my sample problems that I did. And if you have any questions, please write them down. See you tomorrow.